When building a search bar in React, your first instinct might be to call an API on every keystroke. So say we have a search box right here, and notice how every time I type in a letter, we can see a network request being fired down here. So every single strike. So even if I go like this, we can see tons of network requests being made. And so we can right off the bat see how this can be an issue. Well, I mean, it works, but at the same time, it can spam your server with dozens of requests. And the solution to this is something called debouncing. So it's spelled like this, debouncing. And basically what debouncing does is it ensures a function, so one like fetch, which is what I'm doing right here, only runs after a pause in activity. So instead of firing on every keystroke, it waits for the user to stop typing. So a simple example, let me create just a very simple useDebounce hook right here, which is a common thing you might see. So right here we have a function called useDebounce. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this function here. So we can see we have our debounce that we're using right here now. And now let's see what happens if we type in here. So say I'm typing in really fast like this. It waits until we pause, and then it sends off the request. Or say again, I type in a little bit slower, but we can see how it's not on every single keystroke, but instead it's after a 500 millisecond pause. And so the way this works is essentially what we have is we have a combination of useState and also useEffect with a set timeout. And what this hook does is it just returns the debounced value, and the debounced value is set whenever this delay fires. So we have a set timeout with this delay, and when it fires, so say 500 milliseconds passes, then we set the debounced value. But notice how we also have a cleanup hook right here. So every time this useEffect is fired, this useEffect cleanup function will run. So that's why if we do this, say, multiple different times, it will re-render because the value will change, and that will cause that clear timeout to be called. So we're only going to be using the most recent debounced value. Also, just note that setting one up right like this is okay, but for production level software, I would recommend just using a pre-made library. So there will be some kind of library out there like this right here. So say we have debounce, which this seems just like some regular JavaScript one, but you also could probably find something like this. So useDebounce has 10 million downloads. So I would recommend using something like this for production level. You can see how small it is. That might be easier than just writing your own. But this is a way to save server resources so you're not spamming it. I want to thank you for liking and subscribing. Check out my software and courses in the description. Take it easy.